They're blind because their nervous system has become shot. To see is not, one doesn't see with their eyes. The eyes is nothing, it's like a lens. It's not the lens that sees, it's the nervous system that sees. The nervous system has been conditioned over thousands of years due to some immense trauma that is unexplainable, that those who care to research into this cannot even find the start of it, because we don't even know when it starts. It doesn't matter. There's a trauma and there's multiple traumas added upon each other, and each trauma obliges the humans to adapt, to survive, and the number one strategy to survive is numb yourself. This is what we instinctively do. We do this at every level. Forget an immense trauma. Let's say you go outside and it stinks. What do? Your nervous system adapts itself, squeezes a little bit here, a little bit there, squeezes a little bit of a vertebrae of the neck, so it squeezes a little bit one of the nerve olfactif, nerve to smell, so that it diminishes its sensitivity to smell, so that you don't smell how stinky it is, because that gets to your brain. It cuts that. It also immediately creates mucus, clogs the sinuses and clogs the nose, so that you don't smell. It's a natural survival mechanism of the human body to numb you to a stressor, because that stressor can kill you or will take too much of your energy and prevent you from going towards where you need to go or to solve the problem. But when the problem is unsolvable because it's too deep, then what do? That now compensation establishes itself permanently, and then you build your life on top of that compensation. So you lose access now to that root. And now you establish yourself here. And this becomes the new base, the base of your life. And you forget this and you no longer have access to this. You cannot even remember it. It's shut out to protect you. Because if you're in this traumatic place, all your resources, when you have a problem, all the resources of your system are consumed by that problem. To the point that you will stop eating. We learned this in biology, right? They're telling us about the parasympathetic nervous system and sympathetic nervous system. So it's like, let's say there's a big predator that runs after you. You're like on sympathetic now, boom, 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 adrenaline and all. It's like the last thing you're gonna do is eat. The appetite is cut because all the energy is removed from there and put outside to make you activate the muscles and run. So what happens now if this predator runs after you all the time? At some point you will exhaust yourself and die, because you have to eat, you don't eat. You have to drink, you don't drink. You have to sleep, you don't sleep. But what happens now if this predator is invisible, or this predator never catches you for some reason? Not the best example. At some point the nervous system has to create a strategy so that you can eat and continue to live. So it has to put this aside. It has to remove it from its consciousness, so that, okay, now you see there's no problem. We've removed it, it's not there. You see the bear is not there. Oh, the bear is not there. Great. Let's relax now. Let's have a bonfire. Let's have a meal. Let's make love. Let's look at the moon. There is no bear. Yes, but the bear is there. You just don't see it because it's been shut out of your consciousness. And now you live at a new level where there is no bear. So we're speaking of such a trauma that is undescribable. Some ancient texts try to speak of this, and it becomes like science fictional. I don't get into this. Well, I do, but I don't attribute any value more than a story value, because I don't know and I don't care. It doesn't change nothing in my life what it is. All I know is that we are subject to it, and in my own journey I can touch it and experience it. What it is and the details of it, it's cool to know, but I don't care. But speculation, but I can assure you, ancient texts written by ancient civilization are always trying to speak of such traumas in different ways, and it's not one, there's multiple ones. Immense cataclysms, the cataclysm, all kinds of things. And depending on the culture, they're bringing these things and concepts. I don't want to address this because it becomes like, ooh, and I'm not in the mood for this. It changes nothing in our lives. But clearly, and this is obvious with a little bit of investigation and study of self, something happened to the human being. Look at the result. Clearly, this human being has been profoundly traumatized and therefore cannot recognize what's happening to him. And in the advent of this internet age, where information is rampant, and now we have a new prototypical human being who's technically staying at home doing nothing all day, or for the most part, is just hard labor is gone. So some aspects of his intellect have awakened, and then you have all this data coming in, and millions of people consuming it. But what is it? It's just stories. It's not in you awakened. You don't know. Your nervous system doesn't know. Your intellect takes it for fun, like a movie. You say it's true, it's like your new religion, but you don't know. It's not awakened in you. It's offline. And reading about it doesn't bring it online. But you can self-hypnotize yourself and make yourself believe that now you know, which makes you even more stupid because you don't have access to that original fear. That means that original impulse and that original response. You cannot feel it. Therefore, you cannot find a solution if there is one or call that solution. Then on top of that, you think that you know, which makes you complacent or makes you think that you're more intelligent than other people. Yet it changes nothing to the fact that you're a slave. You've never been as enslaved, and this is just the beginning, which is the irony. This is why they let this nonsense on their internet, because it just makes you dumber. You've watched a video, now you think you know about the elite. You couldn't imagine in your wildest fantasies, because that's a form of power you don't have. So it could happen in front of you, like the movie 2001 Space Odyssey. The monkey is looking at the other monkey, using a bone to beat another monkey, which is it's a technological revolution that comes from a special place of the mind, to have power over the other. The other monkeys don't understand. So technically what I'm trying to say is that this is happening in front of you and you're not able to grasp it. Oh yes, but this lady has done this and now there's pedophilia. This is like, yeah, this is just story on your timeline. It means nothing. And as you can see, it goes on. It changes nothing. What will it change? Nothing. But now you think that there's an awakening. What awakening? This is part of the delusion. If there are people who actually drink other people's blood, think about it for 2 seconds. Can you imagine who they are, how they live, how they think, what they own, what they know, what they do? And do you think you, who knows nothing, scares them? So that's the delusion that your mass has. There's an awakening. I'm like, yeah, there's an awakening. That maybe there's a cock up your ass and you like it. That's the awakening. You love it. It's your coming out, my friend. Next.